are you feeling about this album? How does it feel?
I'm really proud
Really proud.
overall. Yeah, it's crazy to have been at a point where it sort of just looks like this huge undertaking, and the parts that have taken very long and just sort of being like, when will this album ever be finished? And now being able to see it, you know, in its completion with its album cover, you know, just the way it's going to be. I'm seeing every song title there, seeing like the total album time, like all those little things just feel so good. It just makes me feel so accomplished. For my first album that I put out, it was a very like last minute sort of thing that I did just based off of the recommendation of one of my friends, because it's crazy how much I've changed since then. Because before I put out my first album, I was really one of those artists, and I was a new artist at the time, but I was one of those artists that was like, albums are stupid, I'm just gonna put out singles. You know, why put out an album when you can just put out, you know, singles? And that's what I was doing. I was making a song and putting it out the next month, and making a song and doing that. And when I had a song done, it would not stay with me for more than a month. I would just be like, okay, it's a finished song, let me put it out. And then one of my friends recommended, once I had done that for, I think I had put out like, I think around 4 songs, she recommended that, like, why not like use those 4 songs and then make an album like out of the rest of it, like have an album with those 4 songs and with more, or like, why don't you just put out an album's worth of songs and then make an album out of it? And I was like, I was still like really like, I guess, like, to me it just sounded like unnecessary work. And since that time, I have changed so much to being the total opposite. And a lot of it came from putting out my first album. I gained a huge appreciation for the art that is an album, that is a body of work. Because when I was making that album, I discovered how cool it is to make a track list, the story you can tell, and, you know, change it up, and the album artwork, and even like making a CD, which I know is kind of like outdated now, but is something that I personally really love, and having everything that goes into that. It's just something that I gained so much like love and appreciation for. And now, like, pretty much the main way I listen to music is like in increments of albums, where like I'll listen to an album top to bottom, and then I'll listen to another album top to bottom, and that's how I consume music. So basically, I just feel incredibly accomplished about the whole thing, and I'm just super eager for, you know, I've been sitting on this album or at least the idea of this album, for so long now that I just want to put it out and see how everybody else reacts to it at this point, without being too obsessed with like other people's thoughts and opinions. I do want to know, you know, if people like it or what people think about it. Yes. I am proud of this album, period. No further questions, thank you.
Yeah, we'll keep that.